Thanks for checking out this episode of the Screen Facts with Jason Davis podcast. Usually on Wednesdays, we put out a new episode where we talk about a movie. We share some fun trivia facts about the film during the conversation. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/screenfacts. Post your comments or questions. Tweet me at Jason Davis Voice. Email screenfacts@yahoo.com. Also, there are some different ways that you can listen to the podcast. If you want to find out all the different ways you can get us, go to jasondavisvoice.com/podcast. Joining me on this episode is my brother from another mother, my best man, the one and only Tim Donnelly.
Hello.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much. Great to be here again.
Great to have you, as always.
It's great to be had.
We're going to talk about a great, fun movie that didn't find its audience until video.
Yeah, one of those.
I mean, a movie that should have been a huge blockbuster success.
Yeah, should have been. And in its own right, eventually became a success.
Yes. The movie we're going to talk about is The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. One of my all-time favorites.
It's a classic. Directed by Rob Reiner, released October 9th, 1987, starring Carrie Ellis.
It's possible. Pig.
Mandy Patinkin.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Robin Wright.
Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
Chris Sarandon.
Humperdinck.
Christopher Guest.
My fingers go to 11.
Very nice. Andre the Giant.
Anybody want a peanut?
Wallace Shawn.
Inconceivable.
Billy Crystal.
They're closed.
Carol Kane.
Liar.
Peter Falk.
Yes, you're very smart. Now shut up.
And Fred Savage.
See, I told you she wouldn't marry Humperdinck.
Wow, that was good, man.
Thanks.
So the book and screenplay, written by William Goldman, an estimated budget of $16 million, and it grossed just about $31 million.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That it only grossed about $31 million domestically.
Yeah, you know, the problem with this movie, unfortunately, was that the studio didn't know how to market it.
Yeah.
And I can get that. I can understand that when you watch the movie. It's so many things.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it a comedy? Is it fantasy? Is it a drama? Is it an adult movie? Is it a kid's movie? It's, Yeah, and you're right. It's a little bit of all of these things, which I think makes it special.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's all things to all people.
It really is. And to me, it's become almost like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Classic status. And you said that didn't really find its audience until home video, much like the first podcast I ever participated in with you, one of our all-time favorites, Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
Let me ask you this before we get into all of the nuts and bolts and the trivia and our favorite lines and such. Mm-hmm. Did you see this in the theaters?
No way.
Nor did I. We're going back to 1987.
Right.
I was a sophomore in high school, and I was into movies like RoboCop. I was a big Schwarzenegger fan. I would go see his movies all the time on opening weekend with my friends. This movie probably wouldn't have been on my radar.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember this movie coming out in theaters.
Nor do I.
And I don't even think I saw it on video. I probably saw it when it first came to HBO. I'm like, what is this? The Princess Bride? Some silly, stupid, okay, fine. I'll sit down and watch it because I'm bored and I have nothing to do. And I'm like, oh my God.
I have to agree with you.
This movie is awesome.
I have to agree with you. This is not a movie that I probably would have looked for.
Yeah.
Like if I saw a trailer for this, it probably wouldn't have been something I went, oh yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great movie. And it had been a while since I had seen it before watching it for the podcast. And boy, it's amazingly good.
There is not, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a false note in the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's perfectly cast. And I dare say from start to finish, might get about as close to a perfect movie as I can think of.
I think you could definitely say that because, like you said, it has so many different elements.
Yes.
It's beautifully written.
Yes.
I didn't read the book personally. I don't know if you ever.
No, I didn't read the book either.
The book is supposed to be very good
What
too.
are those?
Yeah.
Where do you put the batteries in that?
Well, it's funny because Rob Reiner was a big fan of the book, and he wasn't the first guy that tried to make this movie.
Yes,
a lot of people tried, and it was one of those movies that took a long time to get to the screen because nobody could figure out how to make it.
Right. How do you translate this from the book to the screen? Not an easy task.
Yeah, exactly. One of the reasons I was excited to do this podcast with you and see the movie again was because I listened to the audiobook. Carrie Ellis wrote a book.
Right. As You Wish?
The full title of Carrie Ellis's book is As You Wish, Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride.
As You Wish and Inconceivable. There you go.
Exactly. It's mostly him on the audiobook, but he also has contributions from most of the cast.
Okay.
William Goldman, Rob Reiner.
Nice.
Norman Lear, who was one of the producers.
Wow.
Pretty much everybody involved in the movie, more or less, except for Andre the Giant, who's gone, unfortunately.
Right, who has since passed.
Yeah. And Peter Falk as well.
Right.
I highly recommend the book, either reading the book or getting the audiobook. The audiobook's great.
You gave that to me, and it's Cary Elwes reading his book.
Exactly.
Which is pretty friggin' cool.
Yeah, so imagine sitting down with Cary Elwes for 12 hours, not all at once, obviously, and him just telling you how this movie came about.
Just talks to you about The Princess Bride.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the movie, I highly recommend you check that out. So nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song for Willie DeVille's song Storybook Love.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Knopfler's score was also nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, Dire Straits, baby.
Yeah, Knopfler agreed to score the movie on the condition that Rob Reiner put the hat that he wore in This Is Spinal Tap somewhere in the movie.
Marty DeBurgy's hat.
Yeah, Marty DeBurgy's hat. It's one of those things that you can look for next time you watch the movie when they do the scenes in Fred Savage's
It's in the kid's bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It's hanging on behind him on the wall.
Wow. Imagine that. That was the only condition. Mark Knopfler said, sure, I'll score the movie, but you got to put your hat in the movie.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
This was kind of the breakthrough for Cary Elwes as well.
Yeah.
He had done a couple of other things, smaller films.
Mm-hmm. The first thing I ever remember seeing him in, and I will forever associate Cary Elwes with The Princess Bride.
Oh, and he talks about that at length in his book.
Sure.
And he's grateful, actually, about it. Some actors and actresses, and we've talked about this on other episodes of the podcast, they don't want to be remembered only for their iconic roles. Like,
sure.
The first person that comes to mind is Tom Wilson from Back to the Future. Doesn't want to be Biff forever.
Right.
Dude, be grateful that you are known for something that people embrace like that.
Embrace it. A lot of actors, look, easy for me to say because I'm not an actor, but if you're lucky enough to have one iconic role in your career.
And I don't mean any disrespect to Tom Wilson because I'm actually a big fan. I'm a fan of his other work that he's done.
Sure.
I'm a fan of his stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about him a lot on the show. But my understanding is that he doesn't like signing Back to the Future stuff if people meet him.
Oh,
okay.
And
I don't know. I feel like that's a big part of who you are, man.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to be associated with. Cary Elwes, the point is that he embraces being Wesley in this movie.
As well he should. He's amazing. He's great in the role.
He is.
Everybody in the movie is great at what they do. Perfectly cast.
Yeah. It's actually interesting how he started out in the business. He was a production assistant behind the cameras before he went in front of the cameras.
Really?
He worked on Octopussy, the James Bond film, when he was 18.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the things that he did.
We're going back to, I think, For Your Eyes Only was 1981. I want to say Octopussy was 1983.
Yeah, somewhere in that.
In between For Your Eyes Only and A View to a Kill.
Yeah.
Cary Elwes is British, right?
Yes.
He is British.
Yes, he
so.
is.
Okay.
Robin Wright is not. Cary Elwes was always very amazed at how well she did a British accent.
Right.
And he was also very smitten with her, too, when they first met.
I can see why.
Yes. They were actually pretty smitten with each other because they were both very young. She was 20 when they were filming. He was about 23, I think.
It shows in the movie. The chemistry between them is undeniable. It works.
Yeah, absolutely. Robin Wright was one of the last people that was cast.
The Princess Buttercup.
They had a hard time. They were trying to find, obviously, you're trying to find the perfect people for this.
Yes.
And, the way Goldman wrote the book, she's the most beautiful woman ever. Now, listen, is Robin Wright the most beautiful woman ever? I can't really argue that one way or the other. She's pretty beautiful in the movie.
Most definitely.
But it took them about 6 months to find her.
Okay.
At the time, she was working on a soap opera, Santa Barbara. And what they ended up working out a deal where they made her sign on for like an extra year.
So she had to extend her contract for a year in order to be able to do this movie.
Yeah.
I think it worked out in her favor.
Yeah, I don't think she regrets that
I think she's the big winner here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, she's on House of Cards on Netflix, which I don't watch, but I hear she's amazing.
She's insanely great on House of Cards.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the iconic lines in the movie. There's so many of them. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die.
I love when he keeps saying it over and over again, and Christopher Guest gets pissed.
right.
Would you stop saying that?
Stop saying that. Manny Patinkin, I think he did an interview with New York Magazine a few years back, 2012, 2013, and he said that people quote that back to him like 2 or 3 times a day. Just strangers walk up to him and quote that line, and he loves it.
Yeah, Cary Elwes has the same thing with As You Wish.
Right.
Pretty much every time he goes out to eat.
Sure.
When they take his order, As You Wish.
Right. I'd like the blah, 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 as you wish.
Yeah, exactly.
As you wish.
But there was a one girl in particular who had As You Wish tattooed like on her neck or something.
No way.
And then she wanted him to sign by the quote.
Oh,
and then she was going to get that tattooed in too.
His signature tattoo.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's really cool. I mean, listen, there's obviously a lot of actors that are known for their catchphrases or whatever. But for a little movie that could,
Yes.
to have lines like that,
Yeah.
that people quote back like that.
As you wish.
So good. So good. We got to talk about Andre the Giant.
Oh. Moment of silence.
God rest his soul. Andre,
Yeah.
man, the guy is a legend.
Were you into WWF
Oh.
back in the day?
God, yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I was super into it back in the day when
Yeah.
Andre wrestled.
Yes.
And Hulk Hogan was at his peak.
Yeah.
You
Hulk
know.
Hogan, Andre the Giant, Big John Studd.
and the Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, baby.
All the greats.
Brutus Beefcake, Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, Sergeant Slaughter. Bam!
Yeah. I mean, there were so many great guys back then, and it was always good versus evil.
Oh, yeah. Nothing quite like wrestling during the Cold War.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Andre, of course, was literally and figuratively the biggest of them all.
Yes,
I mean,
he was. Andre
was
the
legendary.
Giant from Grenoble, France.
That's
they
right.
said.
That's right. But, Andre was known worldwide for being a wrestler. He was
Right.
on the road 300 some odd days a year
Mm-hmm.
wrestling. And so it was really hard to even get him at first.
Right.
And he really wasn't an actor per se.
Sure. And he wasn't even the first choice to play the role of Fezzik the Giant.
That's true. Arnold Schwarzenegger was what he was the person that they were originally talking about.
Yes.
I mean, listen, Andre's great.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
great in the movie. He'd done some TV stuff. He was on
Right.
$6 Million Man as Sasquatch.
Mhm.
I think he did like BJ and the Bear
Oh my
or something
God,
like that.
I remember those shows.
Yeah, But he wasn't really known for acting, so
Sure.
it was kind of cool how they helped him learn his lines. Rob Reiner actually made an audio recording, where he recorded all of Andre's lines
Mhm.
and sort of like how he wanted him to say them.
Oh, wow.
And Andre would just kind of walk around on set with headphones.
With the earphones in
Yeah.
and just, wow, that's great.
Yeah, and it worked out really well.
Yeah. Again, a perfect piece of casting if he really is the kind of the ultimate gentle giant
Yeah.
in the movie. He's just so kind-hearted and so warm, and he loves his friends, and he's there for his friends, and you want him on your side.
Oh, absolutely. I am the Brute Squad.
Yeah, I'll call the Brute Squad. I'm on the Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad.
And Carrie Ellis talks about, what a great guy he was.
Yeah.
Just
Didn't
a
he
sweetheart.
feel, I've heard stories about him that sometimes in public he was very self-conscious about his size and about people kind of staring at him and pointing at him like he was a freak or something.
By the time, he made this movie, it probably wasn't as big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually went out of his way to try to disarm people.
Right.
He would call people boss. Everybody was boss.
Right.
So they would feel less intimidated. or
Right.
whatever.
This 7 foot, 300, 400 something pound
Yeah, he was
guy,
like 7. I think he was like 7'4", 7'5", and like
Yeah.
400 or 500 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was enormous.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And from what everybody says that talks about him, you think, oh, he's a giant. But you don't get the full scope until you're standing next to him.
Right.
And
right.
they talk, and Carrie Ellis says, Google Andre the Giant hand and beer can. It looks like a little,
Right. The beer
Dixie
can
cup.
disappears
Yeah.
in his hand.
Yeah, and there was another story where at one point Robin Wright was a little cold on the set when they were shooting one of the scenes. It was colder,
Right.
so he would like just put his hand on her head, just kind of to keep her warm.
Right. Would cover her head,
Yeah.
and the warmth
Yeah.
from his hand would warm her.
Yeah, they talk about his diet, what he would eat and drink.
And drink, man,
Unbelievable.
that would kill a regular-sized person.
Exactly.
But he felt very comfortable and at ease with everyone on the set of Princess Bride. He didn't feel like an outcast or an outsider or a freak. He fit right in, and he embraced everyone, and everyone embraced him, and it was great.
When you hear the cast of this movie, especially in Carrie Ellis's book, talking about the experience, it's a love fest.
Yes, and it shows. Their camaraderie and the love, it shows on screen.
Absolutely.
Shows on screen.
Absolutely. So, as you probably expected, most of the movie was filmed on location in England.
Jolly old England.
Yes. The castle used for the film was Haddon Hall. Dates back to before 1087. The tapestries in Haddon Hall interiors are original, dating to the late medieval and Renaissance periods.
Fancy, fancy.
Yes.
Jolly good.
So it's actually not a real castle.
Mhm.
They built it up a little bit to look like a castle.
Have fun storming the castle.
Billy Crystal. I mean, for the little bit that he's in this movie, he's just amazing.
Oh, he steals the scenes that he's in as Miracle Max.
I realize I am a really big Billy Crystal fan.
Yes.
Not just from this movie, all of his movies.
Yeah, from way back.
And his stand-up.
And Saturday Night Live, going way back.
He's such a talented guy.
Yeah, he is.
The cool thing about his look for this movie is that he kind of wanted it to be based on people. So
Right.
he asked the makeup artist to make Miracle Max look like my grandmother and Casey Stengel.
That's a hell of a combination.
Yeah. So Max and Valerie were the characters' names.
Mm-hmm. Billy Crystal and the great Carol Kane.
Right. They were named after William Goldman's parents.
Nice.
So they were a nice little shout
A
out.
little inside info.
Yeah.
There's physical comedy, there's fencing, there's fighting, there's action, there's running, there's jumping.
Mm-hmm.
The only injury I think that Mandy Patinkin sustained
Mm-hmm.
was, didn't he bruise his rib or something from trying to stifle laughter from Billy Crystal?
Yeah. It got to be so bad in that scene that Rob Reiner had to leave the room. I think they ended up having to use a dummy because Carrie Elwes couldn't keep it together laying on the table.
Right, because he's supposed to be kind of knocked out on the table. Oh,
Right.
it's right. When
he's mostly dead.
He's mostly dead. He's partly alive.
Yes, right.
This is noble, sir. His family's like, boy, are you a rotten liar? And you can see, I think, in that scene that Mandy Patinkin is very clearly trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
He goes, this is noble, sir.
Yeah.
He's trying not to laugh.
Yeah, it's got to be really hard. I mean, listen, Billy Crystal is funny without all that makeup.
Yeah, he's just, right. He's funny on his own, but you make him up, and, so good.
Yeah. Rodents of unusual size.
I don't think they exist.
Yeah, that whole sequence in the fire swamp is great.
Yes.
You know, obviously the rodents, the ROUSs would
Right,
be
the ROUSs.
as they call them. They obviously would be done with digital effects. With
Yeah, they'd be
CGI
CGI
now.
today, probably.
You know, but in 1987 they used little people in suits.
Right.
They kind of had a problem.
We told a drinking story about Andre the Giant. What about the guy who was supposed to be in the scene wrestling Carrie Elwes in the rat suit?
So there was a specific little person actor, Danny Blackner, who was going to be the guy in the rodent suit that Carrie Elwes wrestles because he was a stuntman.
Right.
It might have even been a union thing. So the day they were going to shoot the scene, he's a no-show on the set.
Oops.
They're waiting around. They're like, oh, we got to get this done today because we can't come back to this set tomorrow.
Right.
So they're freaking out. So they start shooting film of Carrie Elwes wrestling a rubber rat.
Right. And it's disastrous.
It's completely disastrous.
Just
They're like,
a
there's no way
disaster.
we're going to be able to use this. It's terrible.
Right. So where was Danny Blackner?
So as it turned out, the night before he had been drinking, he got pulled over by a cop.
Oops.
He spent the night in jail. When he gets pulled over, he says, well, you can't put me in jail because I have a job. I'm a working actor and I have to be on set tomorrow. Oh, yeah, what are you playing? I'm playing a rat. All right, get in the car.
You're under arrest.
Yeah. So he ended up spending the night in jail. He gets there later in the day. They're able to shoot the scene, but it was a close call. It's really a funny story when he tells it in the book.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And that scene was even more of a challenge. A lot of the stuff in the movie was a challenge because Carrie Elwes actually got injured, not during filming, thanks to Andre the Giant.
Thanks a lot, Andre.
Yeah. Andre needed an ATV to get around on location because climbing hills and everything else, he just couldn't do it. So they got him an ATV, and it was something that I think he used on his property too. So he was very experienced with it and all that. And he kept trying to get Carrie Elwes to get on it. Come on, boss, ride it, you know.
Right.
No. And eventually he gives in. He gets on the thing, and his foot gets stuck between the clutch and a rock or something. He breaks the big toe on his left foot.
Oops.
And he tried to hide the injury from Rob Reiner at first.
Makes sense. I'd probably do the same.
Yeah, because he's thinking, I'm a young actor.
You don't want to be replaced.
Yeah, I'm going to lose this gig.
Yep.
And then, of course, Rob Reiner finds out. They worked around it. But the scene right before she throws him down the hill,
as you wish,
he sits down kind of awkwardly, and he puts his leg out weird. And he's clearly...
Okay.
And when he's running, it's all with an injured foot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, too.
Good on you, Carrie.
Yeah. So the sword fighting in this movie, of course, is a big part of it.
Yeah, love the sword fighting in the movie. Are you kidding? Fencing, fighting, true love. Okay.
Let's talk about the sword fight. So in the book, it's described as the greatest sword fight in modern times.
Capital G, capital S, capital M, capital T.
That's right. Mandy Patinkin and Carrie Elwes had no experience fencing. Now, you have fenced.
I have. I
You
have.
have coached fencing.
I have. I fenced for 2 years in high school, and I've coached fencing for almost 15 years. So I know a little thing or two.
What are your thoughts on the fencing scenes in this movie?
They are some of my favorite scenes in the movie because it's obvious that the two guys practiced and trained, and they know their stuff. You can watch those fencing scenes, and you can pick out, okay, that move, that move, that move, that attack, that parry, that thrust, that guard. Yes.
And when they're describing the different defenses and all that, that's real stuff.
Yeah, that's absolutely 100% real stuff.
So they actually trained 8 hours a day
Yeah.
for a few months before they started filming. And then even while they were filming, and that, by the way, that was 5 days a week, while they were filming, every possible second that they weren't being in front of the cameras.
They were off
For a
practicing.
they were,
The sword fighting.
It would be cut, and then they would, the guys that were training them, all right, come on over.
Yep.
So they worked really hard. Now, you got to remember, they had to learn how to fence lefty and righty.
That's right.
And to do it that well, pretty amazing.
Because I know something you don't know. I am not left-handed. Something I forgot to tell you. I'm not left-handed either. That's right. Lefty and righty. Not easy to do. Not only is it not easy to do, it's not easy to do it and make it look so natural.
Oh, yeah.
So I think if you watch the both of them fence and fight, you honestly can't tell whether or not they are right or left-handed.
That's true.
They do such a great job.
And they really wanted to be the guys doing it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to have stunt people doing it.
No stunt doubles. It's really Mandy Patinkin and Carrie Elwes.
Yeah, the only time a stunt double is used in that big scene is the gymnastics.
The
stuff.
gymnastics flip the bar. And
Yeah. But they worked with two legends in the industry, Peter Diamond and Bob Anderson.
Yep.
Between them, they had been in the Olympics. Yep. They worked with the actors for Lord of the Rings, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Choreographing lightsaber fights for Star Wars, and even they coached Errol Flynn and Burt Lancaster.
Yeah, the guys that were known for that swashbuckling stuff.
So they know their stuff, these guys, Peter Diamond and Bob Anderson.
Yeah. So they worked with them all this time. They busted their asses to get this fight scene together. So then they show Rob Reiner. He's like, that's it? That's it.
Bust their ass.
It turned out that what they had initially worked on was only like a minute or so, or a minute and a half.
Wow.
And he needed it to be longer because it's supposed to be the greatest sword fight in modern times, right?
Right.
So they worked a little bit harder, obviously. They re-choreographed some stuff. And they ended up getting a 3-minute and 10-second fight in there.
And it's a great 3-minute and 10-second
Oh, it's amazing.
fight. You remember, of course, that when you're watching a movie and you see a 3-minute and 10-second sword fight, it did not take them 3 minutes and 10 seconds to film that sword fight.
Oh, obviously not.
How long did those guys have to do that? How long did it take them to film that sequence?
They took about a week or so to film from all the different angles. And at one point, they actually had to change something in the scene because the camera wasn't picking up something right.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, wait, we'll change it." And Rob Reiner's like, "Oh, we can't. We don't have time." "No, give us a minute. We'll figure it out."
Right.
And they worked with Diamond and Anderson, and they ended up re-choreographing part of the scene where they go up the steps.
And not only is the sword fight itself great, but the dialogue and the banter and the interplay between the two of them leading up to the sword fight.
Oh, it's awesome.
When he cuts the rope, he's like, I don't suppose you could speed things up. Look, this really isn't as easy as it looks. So, you can either keep talking to me or you throw down a rope or make yourself useful in some way, please.
The cliffs of insanity.
The cliffs of insanity. And then right before the sword fight, another one of my favorite lines in the movie says, "Well, are you ready?" And Carrie always says, "Well, whether I am or not, you've been more than fair." He says, "You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you." And Carrie always says, "And you seem a decent fellow. I hate to die."
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
There really was a Dread Pirate Roberts, too.
Black Bart.
Yep. Supposedly he was like the most successful pirate of all time.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if his story is the way it is in the movie, but interesting that it's a real guy.
Okay, and at the end of the movie, who becomes the next Dread Pirate Roberts?
Inigo Montoya.
Very good. Yes, sir. I've been in the revenge business so long, now I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. Oh, you ever considered piracy? I can find Dread Pirate Roberts.
As You Wish is said 7 times, 4 by Wesley, 3 by the grandfather.
Okay.
Inconceivable is said 5 times. And the famous My Name is Inigo Montoya 6 times.
6 times. Can we talk a little bit about Inconceivable and the great character actor Wallace Shawn as Vincini?
Yeah, he wasn't the first choice to play the role.
Wow.
Originally, they were considering Danny DeVito and Richard Dreyfuss.
All right, I get that.
Danny DeVito I could definitely see, especially since he's supposed to be Sicilian.
Right.
Wallace Shawn is a Jew from New York. And I'm saying that's what he said.
Right, right. His own words.
Yeah, his own words. And he was really nervous during filming because all along he didn't think he was right for the part. He thought he was going to be replaced.
Oh, wow.
Because his agent told him that he wasn't the first choice. What kind of a fucking agent tells his client?
Wow. Thanks for the pep talk,
Yeah,
pal.
exactly.
Thanks a lot.
Exactly. He's brilliant in the movie.
Yeah, he is.
And it's funny because I forgot that he's not in it for that long.
Right. But what he's in, kind of like Billy Crystal, I think Wallace Shawn he steals the scenes that he's in.
Oh, no doubt.
So funny.
Yeah, you forget that he gets killed earlier on.
Right.
Because he's so impactful in the movie.
Right.
For some reason, I thought I remembered him being part of the storming of the castle.
Right. But he's not.
No.
He's got some of my favorite lines in the movie.
Yeah.
Inconceivable alone is iconic. Let me put it to you this way. You ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates? Yes. Morons.
I think we actually said that on a previous podcast.
I think we did too. You're trying to trick me into giving away something. It won't work. It has worked. You've given everything away. I know where the poison is. Then make your choice. I will. And I choose. What in the world can that be? And then he switches glasses and goes,
yeah, that whole sequence is awesome.
Carrie always says, what's so funny? And Wallace Shawn goes, I'll tell you in a minute. First, let's drink. Me from my glass and you from yours. Wink. You guessed wrong. You only think I guessed wrong. That's what's so funny. You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The first being never get involved in a land war in Asia. But the second, only less commonly known as never going against a Sicilian when death is on the line. Thud.
It's awesome.
So anyway, sorry.
No, that's
got
great.
me on a roll, man.
No, that's a great scene.
I love that sequence.
Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
He didn't fall. Inconceivable. You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
So, actors, a lot of the times when they're doing a scene in a movie, obviously they're channeling real experiences of their life.
Yes.
We go back to what you said before about how, obviously it didn't take them 3 minutes to film the fencing scene.
Right.
Any scene in a movie is shot
multiple times from
yeah.
multiple angles, for multiple coverage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they want to cover it from different angles, and every time they change the angle, they got to change the lighting.
Right.
Think about that for a minute. When an actor or an actress has to really bring up all kinds of emotional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I admire actors and actresses that you forget when you're watching a movie, oh, they're crying. They probably did that
you might be looking at the 10th take, the
or
20th
more.
take, or who knows, yeah. And they have to keep kind of going to that deep well of emotion, and they have to draw on something
exactly
to go there.
The reason I brought that up is because Manny Patinkin said that he really related to Inigo's quest to avenge his father's death. His actual father died of cancer in 1972. So that was the way he got to that place with how much pain and suffering he felt for losing his father in the movie.
Right.
And when he kills Christopher Guest,
Count Rugen,
he said that it felt like he was killing the cancer that killed his father.
Wow.
Which I think is very cool.
Wow. That's heavy stuff, man.
Yeah. The scene is actually very cool, too, because he tells the story of how Rugen killed his father.
Right.
But he didn't kill me.
But he gave me this.
He gave me this, yeah.
And the two scars.
The scars on his
face.
Before he kills Rugen in the movie, he does the same thing to him.
He does the exact same thing to him,
Very cool.
Give me money. Promise me power, too. Give me everything I ask for. Such a great scene. Great scene. And if you allow yourself to be sucked into it, it's a very emotionally powerful scene, too, when he finally confronts Count Rugen at the end.
Especially since he's almost looks like he's going to die.
Yeah.
Because, Rugen throws the dagger into his stomach, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Father.
Sorry, Father. I failed you. And then he finds the strength. And after he stabs Rugen, he looks at Rugen, and the final thing he says to him is, I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, so good.
Great stuff.
So
and
good.
Again, we got to go back to Christopher Guest. He is known primarily for comedy.
Yeah.
But he's so good. There's funny things in the movie that he does.
Right.
But he's really a bad guy in this movie.
Yes, he is. I've just sucked 1 year of your life away.
Yeah.
Now, remember, this is for posterity, so be honest.
Yeah.
And Carrie always goes, and I think Christopher Guest says, interesting.
Yeah. That's great.
Remember, if you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so Princess Bride. certainly stands the test of time. Hard to believe it's going to be 30 next year.
Wow.
I wonder if they're going to do any kind of a special thing for the 30th anniversary.
Oh, no.
They should bring it back into theaters.
If they do, man,
I'll go.
We are all over that.
I want to see that on the big screen.
I'd like to correct a past mistake, and I'd like to go see The Princess Bride in the theater.
Yes, me too. I agree. And again, if you get a chance, either read the book or pick up the audiobook, Carrie Elwes, As You Wish, Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride. It's
Great stuff.
It's awesome. It's really cool. Tim, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you taking the time.
As always, brother, truly my pleasure. Lots of fun.
All right, man. Thank you, too, for listening. We appreciate it. And remember to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ScreenFacts. Let us know if you have a favorite scene in the movie that maybe we didn't talk about, or if you have any other comments. Again, you can tweet me at Jason Davis Voice. You can email us, screenfacts@yahoo.com. If you want to show your support for the show, you can order merchandise on the podcast page of jasondavisvoice.com. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have magnets, all kinds of stuff. Show theme music by audionautics.com. Thanks to our announcer, Kim McKay from kimsvoice.com.
Screen Facts with Jason Davis is a production of Jason Davis VoiceOver. Visit jasondavisvoice.com if you need a voice for a commercial, narration, promo, internet video, e-learning or training program, and more. Click on the podcast page to get information about where you can download and listen to past episodes. Listen again next Wednesday for a new episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis.